I thought they were going to pull a rabbit out of the hat, Chris. I thought they were going to pull a rabbit out of the hat. I was like, yeah, they gave us a little bit of hope, but then all their mistakes came back to haunt them.
I'm glad you had so much faith in them on this Sunday. I'm glad
you know, it's the Sabbath, I guess. That's, you know, that's what it is. But close doesn't count, though. Still a loss. Let's break it down. Let's get the sucker started.
Get dialed in, Panthers fans. Here comes an in-depth look at your team. Exclusive interviews. Locker room insight. Let's huddle up for Panthers Playbook. Here are your hosts, Dennis Cox and Chris Lea.
Welcome back to another episode of Panthers Playbook. That's Chris Lea. Dennis Cox here with you. Leave your thoughts in the comments on this 27-22 loss of the Arizona Cardinals, where Chris, the early mistakes in this game, there's a few moments, we'll definitely get into them for sure, but the early mistakes in the game, Carolina put themselves in a hole, in a massive hole, and they almost dug their way out, but then even still at the end of the game, mistakes came back to haunt them.
I tweeted out after the Bryce interception that Bryce has 5 turnovers in 4.5 quarters of play in this season. And it's unfortunate to see, but also a lot of it has to do with how leaky the interior of the offensive line was, specifically Mr. Austin Corbett. And it felt like there's some communication issues going on up front as well. And I'll say this. It does feel as if Dave Canales' teams don't start games just ready.
No.
They don't start games like, okay, like a lot of times we see for a lot of teams, the first drive or two, because they're scripted, tend to be some of the better drives for a lot of teams. And then, you know, the game starts settling in, which kind of is sort of what happened with Arizona. We'll talk about them in a little bit. But like I just don't feel like the Panthers come out the blocks well. And I don't feel like they're ready to play. There's too much of this laid back attitude to me to begin these drives. And I still think that Bryce needs a little bit more urgency for all the good that you see him do, especially like in the second half of this game. There's still so much where it's like, bro, like, what are you thinking sometimes? You know, like there needs to be some type of urgency. If you need to make your checks to help protect yourself, please make those checks. Get the ball out a little bit sooner. You know what I'm saying? Like just a few things that's just kind of like help yourself in these cases. If the coach is not going to help you, and we can talk about him in Canales in a bit. If the coach is not going to help you, help yourself. And I just don't feel like he helped himself in the first quarter or on the last possession of that game.
No, they definitely didn't. Because you think 3 plays into the game, there's the strip sack, fumble, touchdown for Arizona. And, okay, we can talk about how the offensive line gave up the pressure. But Bryce was trying to scramble away and try and make a play. It's 3 plays into the game. Hold on to the football and take the sack. Hold on to the football and take the sack. I mean, okay, because we'll have the conversation about the offensive line, because let's not forget last year, the offensive line was about 30th or 31st in the NFL in pass block win rate. So let's not be shocked that they're giving up pressure. But let's talk about how, again, Bryce has got to hold on to that football. Like, he really does. That's 7 points that he gave up right away. Like, he has to hold on to the football.
That's twice in 2 weeks where you're getting tackled and the ball is easily coming out. When you know you're getting tackled, you got to hold on to that thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to become like last week he was a runner. This week you're getting sacked. Just give it up.
Yeah.
Like, Kyler Murray does a really good job of like, oh snap, I can't make anything happen. I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
And Bryce hasn't learned that yet, whether it's a slide, which, you know, arguably if he has a slide in his arsenal, maybe this past offseason, you could have worked on that. Maybe that doesn't get you the fumble last week. And then here, you can just simply plop down. Oh, I'm not in a good position. Let me plop down. And I'm here. And
just literally fall down.
Help yourself.
Yeah. That's the
like,
thing.
Help yourself, Bryce. At the end of the day, help yourself.
That's the thing that we talked about last week, was that this team doesn't help themselves.
No.
They really don't. They really don't. And I know one of the issues that you and I talked about before we started going on recording this, so I'm going to go ahead and mention it now, is how one of the ways they didn't help themselves is in 2-minute drills. We saw it at the end of the game, obviously, and at the end of the half, because you look at the end of the first half, the 2-minute drill doesn't execute, and then they give up a long punt return, and the defense lets them walk right down the field. Before you know, it's 20-3. And then right at the beginning of the second half, the Cardinals offense walks right down the field again. Now it's 27-3. You didn't help yourself. And then even the 2 touchdown drives, at least the first 2 touchdown drives of the second half for Carolina, chewed up a ton of clock. Like, you didn't help yourself in that regard. Yeah, you got points on the board, which is good, but you're not able to score quickly. That's the thing about this offense. They can't score quickly. And I think that's the reason why, Chris, we don't see their 2-minute drill execute on their 2 opportunities today, because this team doesn't know how to score quickly. They don't get the big chunk yards. They just don't do it. I don't think they're capable of doing it yet.
So far, David Tepper has struck out when it comes down to getting offensive-minded head coaches. Because, like, I haven't seen it like come to for like work out really. Like, you know, this isn't a good Cardinals team. So this is a team that you can come back on when you're down 27-3, and you know, and it's fine. You know, you can have this opportunity at the end of the game. If you're playing one of the better teams in the league, if you're playing the Dallas Cowboys, you're not going to even – Dallas is shaky right now. You're not going to be able to come back on Dallas if you're down 27-3 like that. And so there's so much to be said about where this team is with Canales. Like, first off, like, this is your side of the ball, bro. This is your thing. You are the one calling plays as well. And it does not look good at all. It's almost like, what have you been doing all offseason for a team who mostly is returning everybody from last year on offense for the most part, and you added in some new pieces. I said this last week. I just want to see improvement. And I don't know if I've seen improvement from last year to this year when it comes down to the offensive side of the ball. We'll get to defense in a second.
Overall, no, we haven't.
The best part of their improvement really is just drafting Tepper and McMillan. Like, that's really the part. He's a guy.
He's a dude.
And look, I'm going to bring this up. You said it. Tim Donnelly at 99.9 The Fan has said it. If you have to rely on a 35-year-old wide receiver, you have bigger problems. The Panthers have bigger problems because, boy, last 2 weeks, you can't tell me, like, I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. They need Adam Thielen. And that was the part that I was worried about before the trade. Bryce had his security blanket. He had this guy that he knew for sure that he could hit. Jadeveon Sanders, pretty good job today. Also a few drops.
Especially the one drop late there, again, not helping yourselves.
Right. That not helping yourself. Gave them a first down.
Yeah, he drops the one, which ends up getting overturned. Now it's 4th down, you punt, and then Arizona goes down and scores a touchdown.
That goes back to preseason where the ball kind of just goes through his hands. There is other plays where, like, he's just not corralling the balls. Like, what's happening here? Xavier Legette, completely non-existent for the most part. Like,
no.
Like, what's happening? Like, Bryson Tremaine, a guy that me and you didn't expect to make the roster.
Yeah.
You could argue and say that he was wideout number 3 really for the Panthers today.
Yeah.
Maybe number 2 if Renfrow doesn't catch 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Renfrow was a 2. Yeah, Renfrow was a solid 2. But yeah,
he's a solid 2, but outside of those touchdowns, not saying that Renfrow was bad. I just didn't necessarily feel him in the game. He got the touchdowns. But, like, man, this is the part where it's no matter how much depth you say you brought in, it doesn't feel like things got better.
No,
at all.
Where
is the improvement from last year? Where's the improvement from the preseason? I really don't see it. And, like, good job for the Cardinals for taking advantage.
Sure.
Cardinals are not a very good team. And they had a lot of injuries today. So that kind of explains the comeback. And also, like, why are you going for 2 in these 2 different spots? But whatever.
Because it also The first one I get, because if you score, make it 27-11, it's 16 points. It's 2-possession game.
Nope. I'm gonna disagree with you, because if you just take the points, then in that last possession right there, you have an easier time. You can go for the tie and then take it to overtime, or you can go for the win. You would have given yourself more options in that last possession if everything else goes the same way. No.
I see what you're saying, but if you take the one, well, here's the thing: if you take the one, you're assuming that everything else, the rest of the game, plays out exactly the same, which I don't think that's going to be the case. But we can have that another conversation for another time. But I get in that situation. Hey, it's second half. It's late third quarter, second half. You have the potential to make it a 2-possession game. I get that. So the book says go for it in that regard.
How would it be a 2-possession? It would have been 27-11. You still need 3 scores.
16 points. Get a touchdown, 2-point conversion, touchdown, 2-point conversion.
But you're
that's 16. Now it's a tie.
You're also assuming, and here's the thing, you're also assuming that from what you've done on offense that you're good enough to get to the 2-point conversion 3 times. What have we done on offense to show that we're good enough to do that 3 times?
Well, that's a different conversation, Chris.
But
you have to give yourself the chance.
That's my thing. Like,
you have to give yourself the chance.
Help yourself. But that's, to me, that's giving yourself a chance when you realize that you're not strong enough to do this. You're not getting enough of a push to get Chuba Hubbard 2 yards, to get Rico Dowdle 1 yard, to get a 2-point conversion.
Situations was
like
bad.
It's
the play calling in those.
That's the part for me. I'll disagree with you all day on that.
Okay, that's fine. But here's the thing: if you kick the PAT, you're guaranteeing it's 3 possessions. You're guaranteeing it 3. If you make the 2, you potentially make it a 2-possession game.
Sounds good for a team that can execute on offense.
Well, that's what we can get into that. For example, Bryce Young, 4th down, end of the game. You can't take a sack there. You can't take a sack at the end of the game. I understand that there's the pressure coming. You throw the ball up. Like, you can't go to the ground with the ball in your hand when the game's on the line at the end. That's something you got to do. Let's also keep in mind, you mentioned that 2-minute drill and the lack of execution in 2 minutes. That last drive was 8 plays for them. They went 5 yards because of all the penalties and everything that took place. 8 plays, 5 yards? And you got me like props for Damani Richardson jumping on the onside kick. Like, that's a gift in and of itself, because that rarely ever happens. But the offense is just, this team as a whole just doesn't make things easy for themselves. No. We said it last week. They don't make things easy for themselves. The defense at the end of the first half, just force a field goal. Boom. Now it's a touchdown. Now it's 20-3. Coming out of the halftime break, don't let them march right down the field and make it 27-3. Like, get a stop in those situations. I actually thought the defense was okay today. Like, not good, but not bad. It was okay. Princely Umam getting the sack. Let's go. Imagine that, playing the young guys, Chris. Playing the young guys, actually getting a sack.
It worked for them.
Imagine that. But, I mean, they just don't do enough things well. Like, what is this team, when you look at it, Chris, say, that's the thing they do well? Like, that's the thing that they do well. Like, what can you point and say that team does this well?
It's funny that you bring that up, because I guess in the interview, whether it was coming back from the third quarter to fourth quarter break or coming back from halftime, I can't remember which one, Dave Canales said something to the sideline reporter, essentially, we need to get back to playing Panthers football or playing our game, or whatever he said. Something to that effect. What is it?
What is it?
Because, like, I also think that there are times where, even in that last drive, like, Cardinals are expecting, a long pass play. I felt like he was trying to, like, take the top off every single time.
Yeah.
Like, dink and dunk your way down. Run the ball a couple times. He did once, and I think that was the only time they really moved the ball, because I don't think they really, like, completed a pass, if I'm not mistaken, on that last drive. Like, you got to figure out what you do well. And for an offensive-minded head coach, where you've been given, the offensive line, you've been given the first round receiver, 2 of them, and you got the first round number 1 overall pick quarterback, and boy, like, none of it looks good. And I really do think, listen, for the problems that Bryce has, for the problems that Xavier Legette has, and for the problems that interior offensive line is still having, I still believe if a better coach is in that position, the Panthers are playing a little bit better. It really does feel like there are legit issues when it comes down to them playing and certain people as well. I still think another coach, and that's not me calling for Canales' job. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying just being obvious of where it is right now. Like, Canales is not getting his guys ready to play.
Yeah.
It's not happening. There's something that's not connecting from what they're doing during the week to game day. It's looking like last year. Way too much.
So the 2-minute drill at the end of the first half was a 3-yard Chuba Hubbard run, incompletion, then the drop by Jadeveon Sanders to incomplete punt. At the end of the game, it was incompletion, 5-yard penalty from the offsides against Arizona, and then it was another incompletion. Then on 4th down, there was the Bryce Young gets sacked, fumbles the ball. Mm-hmm. And then but on that play was the defensive holding. Yep. Then it was the Chuba run. Then it was a 10-yard penalty against Chandler Zavala for holding. Mm-hmm. Then the 15-yard penalty on the roughing the passer, which was a gift, by the way. Not a roughing the passer. Then a 10-yard penalty on the intentional grounding by Bryce Young. Then an incompletion.
I thought his arm got hit too. I didn't like that call.
Yeah, I didn't like no one in the vicinity.
I thought his arm. That's what I'm saying. I thought his arm got hit.
Yeah,
that's the way it came out. Like, he can't help it if his arm gets hit.
But then it was a penalty, defensive offsides against Arizona, incompletion, sack. So literally only one play actually gained positive yards, and that's the Chuba run. Yeah, that was the Chuba run. So all these incompletions, this is go time. This is go time. For as bad as this team played early in the game, you had a chance to go down the field and win it, and it's incompletions. Even
if you're not going to be a playoff team, even if you're going to still be 3rd or 4th in the NFC South, you've got to be able to count on something in your passing game. You got to be able to count on something. Like, even if you need 7 yards to get a first down, and you got a play that can give you 5, and you're just hoping that the receiver breaks a tackle and is able to extend to get the last 2. And I don't think they have that. No. There isn't, like, they don't have that for sure. Package or, a couple plays here that can get them for sure 5. It's just not there. And in some ways, I also wonder, how is the Panthers coaching staff, AKA Dave Canales, holding Bryce Young back? And I'm not even trying to come to Bryce Young's rescue here at all. Mm-hmm. But it also doesn't feel like he's being put in the best positions to succeed himself, because we didn't really see him move in the pocket too much. He's just dropping back. We know that Bryce Young is better on the run as he's moving the pocket. He's pretty much, when he is throwing on a run, that's him just escaping because the 2.3 seconds is up, and now you've got a defender that's barreling down on you, and you've got to extend the play. There's not anything designed for him to move the pocket and to get out in space to try to hit receivers right now. And I'm just wondering, like, what is this disconnect between Bryce and Dave Canales? Because it feels like you're going to have to make, if things keep going the way they are right now, they're going to have to make a decision on one or both of them at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Do we believe in Bryce enough to try to keep him around, see what we have for 4th year, and bring in another, head coach to see what's going to, what we can possibly get out of him, to see if we can get a little bit more out of him? Or do we believe in Canales and get in a quarterback that he's gonna vibe with? Because something's not working between those two.
No, it's not. 55 pass plays or 55 pass attempts by Bryce Young today.
They needed it today.
5. Oh, and also, because you don't help yourselves early in the game, Chuba Hubbard can't get going because you put yourself in a massive 27-3 hole. And of course, Chuba Hubbard's not going to get carries.
49 yards rushing. Shout outs to the defense, only allowing 82.
And you know what? I will say this. Like I said, defense played all right today. Didn't play great. Didn't play terrible. Defense played all right today.
They didn't give up 100 yards rushing.
When's the last time that happened?
Shout outs to them. We were on a 7-game streak of them doing it.
7-game streak of 200 plus. Yeah.
Oh, it was 200. Sorry.
Yeah. 200 plus.
Passing 211. So like Kyler Murray didn't really light them up too much.
Benefit of a couple of short fields as well.
The defense didn't get the stops when they needed, and it goes back to the turnovers where I said last week, the defense and the offense just aren't good enough to overcome the turnovers. They're just not.
This team's not good enough to overcome.
You really have to play mistake-free ball to get a win if you're the Carolina Panthers. And Bryce, you have to know that.
Yeah. This, like you said, 3 plays into the game, the mistake happened. 3 plays into the game. You got to play mistake-free football, and 3 plays into the game. There it was. 0-2, Chris. We'll be at home next week.
Why?
Why what?
Why does it feel like in a Panthers uniform when the deck is stacked against you, whether it's the end of the season or end of a game, Bryce plays better? What's happening in the first half in these games? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why is this? It doesn't feel like they just come out and just are a competitive team.
No.
Like Jacksonville's defense and offense was good enough to kind of keep the ball out of their hands last week. Arizona's not that good, and they just weren't good enough to keep the ball out of Bryce Young's hand.
I also
think why are you even in this position in the first place?
Yeah, and I think also as well, like you look at today's game, like you're looking at it in the context of the game, is that when Carolina's down 27-3 and when they get the ball in their first possession in the second half, well, of course you're going to throw the ball a ton. So, I mean, that's going to boost stats and all that kind of stuff. You know, if this is a much more evenly played game early on, Bryce probably doesn't throw for 300 plus just because you're going to be using Chuba Hubbard in the run game a lot more. Like, again, Bryce throwing the ball 55 times. That's never a good thing. It's just not. This offense and this team's not built for that to happen. Well, that's not what they want to do. But I don't know. But here's the thing as well. Is like, yeah, Bryce had the self-inflicted wounds as well. Like, take care of the ball. 2 more turnovers again today. 2 more. You had another one late in the game, but you got a gift of a penalty with it too. So I don't know. It's a very perplexing situation for this Panthers team for sure.
Did I hear that 328 yards was his career high for passing?
Yeah, that was his career high. Because against Green Bay, his only other 300-yard passing game was the Green Bay game from his rookie season.
That's right.
That's the only other time he's hit 300 yards. He had a 298 game last year against Tampa, but he had a 312-yard game against Green Bay his rookie year.
Shout outs to Tedderoy McMillan.
Yeah. 100-yard day.
100-yard day. When's the last time a Panthers receiver had 100 yards in a game?
Good question. Probably Adam Thielen some point. Be honest.
Oh, you got the 99 fan Mike flag on there.
Yeah, I do.
That's cool.
Hey, leave your thoughts in the comments, people. Okay? Leave your thoughts in the comments. This is they gave us a little false hope there at the end, I feel like. It was false hope.
I Excel, man. Where you at, bro?
2 touches today for -2 yards.
Where are you, bro? Seriously, where are you? What is happening? What's going on? Why are you like?
Not why are you? Where are you?
They traded Thielen. Your boy Coker goes down and he's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're supposed to be the second in charge right there from the wide receiver corps. And,
especially with McMillan getting the attention that he's going to be getting. Especially in that case. Because he's going to get a safety over the top.
Boy.
Leave your thoughts in the comments. Atlanta next week, Chris.
We're wasting Rico Dowdle too. I just want to say that.
Again, you can't get the running game going. You can't get the running game going because you bury yourself in a damn hole. All right, I gotta wrap this.
Oh man!
Again, subscribe. We'll have another episode on Thursday, and we'll be at Bank of America in a week. We'll be there. We'll be there. And a lot of Falcon fans. Y'all be good.